The first one was subtitled The Ultimate Challenge, and taken literally, that's the challenge to supersede all others. There can be no challenge beyond the ultimate challenge. And so, a bit naively perhaps, I took the game at its word. And yet, as sure as a cold front in January, it came. It was called The Next Challenge, a follow-up to what had been promised to be The Ultimate Challenge. It makes as much sense as doing an action film called Random Movie 4 after you've already done Random Movie 3, the final random movie. As you can probably tell, I've had a problem with this shameless series of snowy shovelware for quite some time. The only thing that bothers me more than awful motion controls is a disregard for semantic continuity. And since its debut in 2007, Winter Sports has excelled at all those things.
Crash! Back on track!
And pissing me off. This is Winter Sports 3, The Great Tournament. And I don't even know what to say anymore.
Finish!
If you've been able to spare yourself from the two disasters preceding it, you'll be shocked to learn the Winter Sports games are motion-controlled minigame collections. The template for Winter Sports 3 is largely unchanged. There are 8 sports in the package, all of which use motion, none of which are even remotely entertaining. Now, Winter Sports 3 attempts to disguise its appalling lack of content by tossing in a few different game modes. You can play a single course or an entire cup. You can work your way through a career if you're so inclined, or you can attempt specific challenges. There's even a collection of 48 trophies you can unlock, all over the course of just 8 sports. And that's the trick Winter Sports has learned for its 3rd iteration. There seems like there's more to do than past Winter Sports games, but it has fewer actual sports than any other game in the series. And yet, deception is the least of the game's offenses. Winter Sports 3, like those 2 monumentally bad games to tackle the slopes before it, is an absolute nightmare to control. Steering with tilt is a constant struggle, the motions are unresponsive in almost every game on the disc, and when the controls do work, the games are about as fun as crashing into a tree. But one thing I will say about Winter Sports 3 is that it does seem like a little more effort went into this one. Although effort is certainly a relative term, to its credit, Winter Sports 3 does support online multiplayer. At least, allegedly. I spent almost an hour waiting to see what kind of sick bastard would willingly endure the torturous sequence of buying this game and then actually playing it long enough to take it online. And I found no one. Nada, zilch, zero, and I gotta tell you, that really restored my dwindling faith in humanity. So the online multiplayer and additional modes are a nice touch, even if the actual sports are fewer, and certainly some of the games are a little better than others. Skiing and snowboarding are probably the game's strengths, for example, but I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, they don't even come close to being good enough to make this game worth your consideration. This is, in every conceivable way, a terrible, terrible video game. And if there's one positive we can take from the gradual melting of our planet, it's that the very premise upon which Winter Sports 3, The Great Tournament, is built soon won't even exist. And fortunately for all of us, that doesn't exactly bode well for Winter Sports 86.